Welcome to your reading. I've laid your cards already. Let's just see if this is picking up properly. Let's get this in the right direction. There are a couple of, no, actually 4 majors, 5 majors, quite big. It's kind of interesting. It's there's change, but wanting to stay secure. You've got a very good attitude in it. Anyway, let's dive in and see what comes out. Right, early morning here, so lots of sounds of birds waking up, which I hope you enjoy. Right, so lots of these came in out in the reverse, but I wasn't sure if I'd just put them back in the pack. So I'm just going to read them. This was one of them as uprights. So the King of Cups feels watery and emotional, and one way 1 minute, and the next he's feeling something else. And he is a king, but he'd quite prefer to be a bit of a knight, really, which has less responsibility and allows him to follow his emotions without trying to suppress them, because kings have their emotions. Kings are all in swords, which is not his happy place, basically. Swords being the mind, and this chap feels a lot. It's making me think of something I just saw on Instagram, which was about a bunch of women in Hull in northern England who lost 3 ships in a row of their men, all from a very small area of Hull. And so these women got together and they were determined to enact change that would keep their men and their sons safe, because they'd lost so many. And they did it. And I think that's really interesting. It's coming to my mind, I suppose, because of the sea, because of all of that uncomfortable emotion. But it's almost saying that you need... So the men in this little story, I'm just going to follow it, were not protected, even though it was their natural realm, a bit like the King of Cups could be not. It's almost like you need some outside force to come in and kind of rescue you, or make things a bit safer. If I follow that story, I don't know why it's coming to my mind, but it just does. It is. There's something unlikely that can shore things up for you and make your emotions less all over the place. Like 1 minute you're absolutely happy, the next you're doubting things. Yeah, interesting. Let's see where it goes. On the outside, this makes you worried about relationships potentially, or choices that you're taking, because we've got the 9 of Swords and the Lovers card. Lovers being choices, divine choices, the idea of being divinely led. Maybe you're worried that you're trying to listen to your divine, your intuition, and maybe it's misleading you. Something is not something you're not feeling sure about, or you're flip-flopping about, or you're not being definite about somehow. So that's interesting. Okay, under another pack of cards, just as I was tidying this up, is this, which should be in the other pack. So a feeling of being out in the cold, does this come from when you were a child? So yeah, you're worried about the choices that you take. This could be in relationship, obviously, but it could extend much further than that. There's a sense of needing to know your own mind. Okay, that's it. And needing to know your own mind and have the sort of protection of some kind of divine feminine, because those women in Hull, really, they were all, working quite menial jobs because that's what was available in the area, but they had such love and such force that they managed to make a meeting with the Prime Minister to change the way that shipping was done. So there's a sense of being held together. Anyway, at the root of the reading is the moon. Again, this was in the reverse, but I think even the fact that I'm not knowing whether they're in reverse or not is like the flip-floppiness of the King of Cups. It's saying we're not quite sure which way is up. And the moon, either way, is about unconscious things. So things coming from your unconscious that are unresolved, that are probably making it quite difficult for you to make some decisions, to trust your inner voice. There's something that hasn't been metabolized. So here it's the wild fox or wolf and the dog, the tamed dog. So is it about the 2 parts of yourself, the one that's kind of appropriate and does what everyone else does, or is kind of tamed, and the other one that has different desires, the crayfish crawling out of that water wanting to tell you something, and this clear path between the two towers with yods of blessings if you can follow what is wanting to be expressed in the unconscious. It's interesting. So recently, again, this was in the upside down. Is it recently that you didn't get a revelation, or recently you did get a revelation? Something is waking you up, I would suggest, or you need to be woken up in the near past. What's standing out to me? The fiery bits on this angel's hair. He's the same sort of. This one's got more green on his hair. This one's more red. So it could be astrological almost, you know, as all the Aries planets have moved together. I'm not an astrologer, but as they've bunched together, and we've all seen them on those videos where you think, God, that's a lot of fire, and we're in the year of the fire horse. Maybe it's that's pushing something in you to want to maybe achieve more, achieve your aims, but you're not sure if you're right to have them. Maybe want to go for some things that you've kept suppressed. I don't know. Yeah, interesting. So where it could go is to this lovely page of swords who jumps onto higher ground. She's much bigger than the environment. She's got her red shoes on, and she decides, I know what I want. I'm going for it, and I don't necessarily need to know, but she's going to exactly how to do it because it's all a bit new to her. But nonetheless, she's going to strategize. So that would be lovely energy, really, because it kind of ignores your wobbly King of Cups. You might go, oh, sorry about that. Your wobbly King of Cups, you might say, yeah, but we don't know yet. And she says, yeah, but if we stay here, we're not going to get anywhere. And your subconscious fears might just be that, subconscious fears. They might have no more truth to them than that. So I'm not prepared to stay around anymore. I'm going to make a plan, which is lovely. God, everything's falling all over the place. Coming up in the near future, we've got the Page of Cups and the Two of Wands. Using your more romantic side, the side of you that the King of Cups would really love, the poet, the enamoured with life, the naive and open side of yourself, to start looking around for what it is you want. So you're sort of leaning in almost to the best part of your emotional nature, to sort of the bit of you that feels enchanted by life, wants to make a path through that of enchantment somehow to get somewhere else. So that's lovely. Your attitude is really sunny. It's of wanting to manifest the sun. You know, you actually do know that you've got to sort of catch this wave somehow, and you feel optimistic. You've got all those sunflowers at your back. There's a sense of riding away from the wall of past hurts, knowing things can get better. There is a strong drive to manifestation here, and it's the most unequivocal energy yet on the table, because we've got another one coming up. It follows this will, the sun, the sense of generation, generating, you know, to be able to manifest, and it does it with great gusto. Your home is changing. There's 10 of Swords. There's a new, this is the Minor to the Death card. There's something that you're giving up on in your home. You don't want to, in that you don't want to fight for your corner on it anymore. You can't be bothered. Not even bothered. You've just fought and fought and fought, and it's not working. So I wonder what that is. Is it that you're about to move? Is it that you're not prepared to have the same battles that you've had at home before? Is it that you yeah, because home can be where you spend the most of your time. It could be work, it could be something that you just don't want to battle for anymore, that you kind of don't see the value in it anymore. And there's such a relief in giving it, in letting go. Lots of people see that image and feel quite frightened, but actually think about it. When you get to the end of a relationship and you suddenly go, I let go, all this otherness rushes in, all these other possibilities, and all the energy that you've used to sort of try and keep things in place is released and can be used for something else. So it's that kind of thing. What is it that you at home? Is it someone? Is it a set? Is it literally this flip-flopping, this worrying, this second-guessing yourself? Always towing back, always, yeah, not moving forward because you can see all sides, which would be a very sort of Libran thing. Is it upside down? Is it the right way up? It's kind of feeling stymied by that ability to see all the way through an event, a situation. I think maybe that you could be giving up on now. You might be saying, I'm only going to go my way or the highway, sort of thing. Because what you want, what your hopes and wishes are for the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is a combination of all of the kings, and he's the most unlike the King of Cups, who's what you're feeling in the inside. So you're craving a sense of certainty. That's it. You're craving this. The Emperor will have utter certainty. Look at him. He's unmovable, immovable. He's rigid. He's passionate with that red cloak. He is unbelievably determined and sure that his way is the right way. He can be very, very intractable and difficult, and not difficult, but just, wouldn't listen necessarily. But he creates structure and discipline and order, and that is what you're craving. And I think because you understand intuitively, that will give you traction. If there is just one way, if it's the Emperor's way, you're not going to keep seeing the other position. You're not going to keep giving in to, well, maybe it's this instead that I should go after. I'm not sure. You will make a plan and you'll stick to it. It's Aryan. He is the Aries energy. He has an idea and he's acted on it already, unlike you, who might be kind of deconstructing it over and over and over again at the moment, looking at these cards. And where it's all going is this sort of other 4 energy above the Emperor as a 4. This is another version of 4, which is you really holding on, and maybe it's you as a mini Emperor kind of trying to learn boundaries, trying to learn structure, discipline, and shoring up your position. It could be you being a bit stuck. Let's see. I sort of see it, because he's above the Emperor, as if you're sort of a mini Emperor in training here. You're thinking, okay, I've got this. I need to be more. Life is short. I need to get on with stuff. I can't keep wishing and hoping. Maybe I've got to sort of make some leaps and commit to some actions, go after some dreams, that sort of energy. All right, what have we got here? Yeah, the Queen of Wands. Again, a very feisty character. Look at that cat. She has got the sunflowers in her hair that you see in your attitude. So it's an encouragement to keep going with your attitude. Keep going with your more intuitive, less conventional, more witchy, intuitive, instinctive, creative energies in you that are optimistic and do things your way. That is a great encouragement. Let's pull one of these. And we've got the 6 of Boons. Oh, so she's... The 6 of Boons is the 6 of... it's about reciprocity. And it's an interesting image, this one, because look, she's all cuddled up with these rabbits who are helping keep her warm overnight. Reciprocity, it's sort of... Well, I suppose that works. Everybody wins out of this situation because she needs the warmth and she's sharing her space with the rabbits, and everybody's getting what they need. That is a guiding principle for you, and as a Libran you'll understand it. And I hazard a guess that as a Libran you might know that sometimes your ability to see all sides of a story gets collapsed into a very definite point of view. When you think that something is very unfair, you might become a little bit more definite. So I think it's saying use that kind of energy when you understand that things have to be fair and balanced. That's what's going to give you the certainty to go forward. And isn't it time for you to get some of your needs met? It's not always about seeing everybody else's perspective and what they need. Maybe you're not strategizing because you're too drowned by everybody else's needs. That's what it feels like. Even though we see that you can potentially strategize, and you're feeling so creative. And now we've got the Four of Swords, which is, yeah, okay, this is a kind of little bit of advice. The Four of Swords and the Fool, it's saying, rest in this new idea of everything changing. Get yourself recalibrated as that Ten of Swords comes into your home environment and stops you fighting in the way that you have before. Think about reciprocity, and then once you're realigned, take your leap like the Fool. It's time to be more definite and do some stuff that you've always put on the back burner because your energy's squandered somewhat by seeing everything from multiple positions, from feeling different feelings, from not taking a kind of definite position somehow. And now we've got the Seven of Cups, which is the card of not taking a definite position. The Six of Swords and Strength. Okay, I love that. That shows a little journey. It's saying you can move from the Seven of Cups. And it's actually a really cheery picture of the Seven of Cups because she's holding up the cornucopia. I wonder what this book says about this one. But normally it's when we see all these cups above us and we're not picking one, and so it's all going bad, which feels like the energy of this reading. So but here you're going from that position to the Six of Swords, who rose you into calmer water with all the things that you've learned. And that feels like an epiphany that you might have had recently, in the recent past. And then suddenly you're connected with your strength, the strength to walk with that wild side of yourself, like in the moon, the lion, or in this case the jaguar, I think it is. Walk with that, or leopard, walk with that side of yourself and take your own side and have the strength, like the emperor would, to battle through things. I just want to see what their version of the Seven of Swords of Cups is here. I opened on it. Under a starlit sky, a shimmering aurora blazes, with a mermaid hoisting a giant shell filled with all the riches one could wish for. She leaps from the water and is offering for the with this offering for the flashing, magical, polar-lit sky. This introduces multiple choices. Sometimes this carries a burden, as too many options can trigger choice fatigue. The card may present the seeker with a myriad of wishes, and one must be decisive in picking the dream to work towards. With so many possibilities, it's a challenge to be sure, but since this is the Cup card, let your intuition decide. Allow your heart to guide you. That's so beautiful, because you coming up in the near future, your decisions are being made by the heart. The cups of the heart. Your intuition and your heart. That's so gorgeous. Okay. It's saying, don't worry, they're getting there. You don't need to sort of burden them with this, because it's like the journey, you're probably already on this journey and you probably recognize it, and this is just encouragement to say you can take your own course of action now and not be led by the needs of others or the overwhelming energies around you. It can just be that you live in a city and things are just chaotic and it scatters your energy. Maybe you're slightly ADHD and you need, although we don't have the card, but you might need more structure or something like that, and that will help you make your plans. And here, the door into winter. I think it's saying by winter there's going to be significant changes for you. That's a 6-month period, because look, there we've got that little rabbit that we saw in this card. Totally different deck, but same illustrator. So, and this card represents reciprocity. It represents everybody's needs being taken care of. And I think by winter there will be a sense of everything being a bit more balanced, which is great. So what have we got left in the bag of goodies? Still got some charms. And what's at the bottom? I think that's just another Waite. So we're going to do one more oracle deck, and then I'm going to pick you a charm. This is really lovely. It shows great progression. Process of attunement, maintaining balance and grace. Well, that's your Four of Swords that we had with the Fool. So attune balance, grace. I think it's almost saying, you know, because balance is so Libran, it's saying don't worry, things will still be balanced when you go after what you want. Because I think that's the impulse with Libran energy, is to balance your needs with those of everyone else's. That's reciprocity. And yet because you're so aware of everybody else's, it can tip over. And this is saying maintaining balance and grace. You need to get a higher perspective, like let's read from this book. It's going on a bit this reading, but I want to see process of attunement because it's such an interesting journey you're on. Process of attunement. An inquisitive giraffe gazes directly at you. On his forehead is the blue-grey concentric circles accentuating the third eye. In his mouth is a branch in the shape of an infinity symbol. The branch is the most likely from the bush that grows in front of the giraffe. A butterfly and a spider are perched in the branches circled in red. Some of the other branches spell out the word love. Oh, I didn't see that. Well, maybe you can see that. I can't. The daytime sky is cut out in the shape of the giraffe. A huge crescent moon hangs in the nighttime sky and a pulsar to the right. A purple minivan has just come out of the purple tunnel to the right of the giraffe, and a reflection is in the shadow of the window. The giraffe's shadow is in the window. This card is about love, connection, and waking up to your true identity. Giraffes have the unique ability to live on Earth and link with the heavens. Their long necks soar into the sky while their long legs stay balanced on the ground. No matter what you do for a living, always stay connected to your higher self. It's your best friend. Like the tree branches that spell love, love is woven into the aspects of your life. You might have to search for it in places you wouldn't normally expect to discover it, but it's there. It may seem dark now, but a new day is dawning, like in that Ten of Swords. Right next to you, Giraffe's message is to strive through challenges while maintaining balance and grace. Tucked in the background behind the giraffe is the coming out of the, is a road coming out of a tunnel. Follow the path into the unknown. Okay, that's interesting because that's the path that I really pointed out here in the moon. Think of what new projects, ideas, or philosophies are taking form in the present time. Give them love and attention, and they will surely grow and mature. Meditate and let ideas emerge from your unconscious. They have been buried deep inside you, and it's time to expose them to daylight. Your pulsar wants you to be conscious of the fact that you are a beacon for others to follow. Like a magnet, your bright light attracts your bright light of the sun. That's you. I'm sure you are quite magnetic. So your bright light attracts and activates all who see you. You have a lot to offer others, but be careful not to spin your wheels too fast without checking in with your heart first. That heart of the Page of Cups. Your heart is the seatbelt. Your heart is your seatbelt, keeping you safe as you move forward on life's journey. I feel, I love, I am love. I feel love, I see love, I am love. That's your guiding system, and that will make this change possible for you. Blackbird just landed there. Yeah, you got the tree of all knowledge and rootedness, and very tall like the giraffe, and comes from little acorns. So I hope that helps. See you again.